When I was a young boy, I was lucky enough to be able to have the opportunity to sail around the Ionian Sea. My father had a yacht out there, and we would cruise around the Ionian Sea, calling in beautiful islands like Lefkas and Kefalonia and Ithaca. And you'd put into a fishing port, and there'd be a taverna there, and there'd be fishermen sat in the taverna that had been out sailing and catching fish that morning, and they'd all be having a mythos beer, and they'd all be having a Greek salad. So today, that's what we're going to make for you. So vamos a cocinar, let's get cooking. And we're going to start off with some beautiful large vine ripened tomatoes, and you want about 4 vine ripened tomatoes. And all we're going to do is take our small knife and take the centre, take the stalk off, just take the centre out. Start off with. That's a bit woody, a bit stalky, don't really want that. And then we're going to cut the tomatoes up. We just want rough, that's all we're looking for, rough cuts. No particular shapes. Into the bowl. Good chunks. In later videos we're going to talk quite a lot about the Mediterranean diet. It's kind of like a buzzword, the Mediterranean diet. If you said to me what dish epitomizes the Mediterranean diet, and you backed me into a corner and you said you've got to choose one, I would say this, because it has a balance of protein with the feta cheese, and it also has an abundance of beautiful fresh vegetables all grown in the Mediterranean. So I think the Greek salad is it. Okay, so that's got your tomatoes, your 4 tomatoes, again roughly chopped up. Obviously you need to season the salad, and this is where I would normally season it, because if you put the salt on the tomatoes while you're preparing the rest of the vegetables, the salt will seep into the tomatoes. A, it seasons the salad, but B, really brings out the tomato flavour. So that's a couple of pinches of sea salt in, just stir it all into the tomatoes. Next we're going for a green bell pepper. Take the edges off the pepper, all 4 sides, and again we're just roughly chopping it. Doesn't have to be pretty. When we're eating the salad we want good chunks of what we're eating. Next, half an English cucumber, and you don't need to peel it because the skin on the English cucumber is quite thin. So we're going to just knock the end off, and we're going to cut it into quarters. So cut it down the middle, cut each half, and half again, and then rough cut. Half an English cucumber into the mix. And then next we want half a red onion. You just want that nice thin slices. Into the mix. Next up are the olives, and these are Kalamata olives. These are the real McCoy. These are what should go into your Greek salad. It was about 90 grams. If you can't get Kalamata olives, then black olives will suffice on this recipe. Okay, now for the simplest salad dressing you'll ever make. Take an old jam jar, and you want your extra virgin olive oil. We want about 60 ml or 1/4 cup of that. And then you want 30 ml or 1 fluid ounce of red wine vinegar. And simply put the lid on and shake to emulsify the two together. That goes over your salad. And then we're going to mix it all together. Combine it up. Bring it up from the bottom. Oh, look at this. I cannot wait to try this. Okay, nice dish to present the salad on. In it goes. So now we want 300 grams of block feta, not the cubed feta, the block feta. And it's always served in Greece with big pieces of feta on the top. Just gives the salad a fantastic impact. There we go. Now, you can use fresh oregano if you want, but every Greek taverna I've ever been in always uses dried oregano. So why reinvent the wheel? And the dried oregano really works. So sprinkle that over the cheese. It's about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, obviously, depending on how much oregano you want. Hit some of the salad with it as well. And then, of course, finish it off over the cheese with your drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. If you like what we do on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's really helpful for us. And also put your feedback in the comments box. If there's any recipes you'd like us to prepare for you, it would be lovely to hear from you, and we're really happy to do that. So what's the best way to eat a Greek salad? You need two things. You need a fork and you need some fresh, crusty bread. And you just break it all up, break that little feta up into a little bit. Take a piece of tomato. Mediterranean on a plate. Dip the bread into the dressing. Absolutely delicious. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. There we go. Who's good? Can you plats again? Plats? Plats? Good girl. Good girl. Good boy. Good boy. Stay. Plats. There we go. Stay. 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 Can we get some Greek salad?